everybody, welcome to the TT Institute and welcome to R&D Week. This is Saturday and we are doing the review of the 5 Doctors.
5 of them.
5 Doctors, but only 4 showed up and one of them died though, so...
I'm a 4 Doctors.
Yes. So sit back, relax and enjoy. So, this is the review of the 5 Doctors. What are your first thoughts, guys?
There are 5 Doctors in this episode.
Yes, even though there isn't.
Rare. I know, it's like
Even
3.5.
3.5. William Hartnell was dead, so...
Fake
So
William
3.5.
Hartnell.
Yeah, 3.5
yeah.
Doctors, so... Yeah.
And William Hartnell
It's
is
the
dead.
sequel to the
Yes.
3 Doctors. It's 3.5 Doctors.
It's funny how it says on the DVD, starring William Hartnell, even though it's a lie.
Because William Hartnell isn't even in it. So
He's not even in it.
he's not even in
No,
it.
he's
He's in it
He's
for like
dead.
3 seconds
He's,
at the
he's
beginning.
dead.
Yeah. He's in it 3 seconds at the start.
For a bit that has no context to the actual...
No, it doesn't.
Thing, yeah.
No. Which is stupid.
So
But you know, okay, so what do you think of the story? Like,
it's a very splendid idea. I think the 5 Doctors was decent.
I mean, I feel like they literally were like, oh, we haven't planned anything for the 20th
So
anniversary
let's
of
just
this.
stick them all in.
Let's stick all them in, even though one's dead and one can't be asked. So
Yeah, so let's stick Cybermen and Daleks in too.
I know,
because
even
that's
though the Cybermen were treated really poorly,
Yeah.
and there was only one Dalek.
fun. Yeah.
But for a
Who
basic
just
plot, it was
chased
still...
an old man with a cane.
Yeah,
Pretty
who
much.
wasn't even William Hartnell. So
Who couldn't even
But for a
shoot. Who
basic
couldn't even
plot
work
of
out
the-
not to
of
shoot.
the episode, it was still a okay
Yeah.
story, for even though it was such a simple, basic plot of it.
Yeah,
A Dalek that was so stupid he couldn't even figure out not to fire in a mirrored
They
room.
were just trying to use up time.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I guess story-wise, I think it's good that they did try to expand the whole Gallifrey idea, and because we haven't really seen Rassilon or anything of him
No.
There's
before
loads of
this
mentions
point.
of him in the previous episodes on Gallifrey, but you've never
Yeah.
actually known anything about him.
No,
Whereas
it's
now we
good.
find out, you know,
It's good that you find out.
that Rassilon actually has a tomb and like an entire place to himself.
Yeah, because he's almost treated like a god after death.
a bit like a pharaoh in a way.
Yeah, actually,
Like
that's
a-
very true.
Like a jealous god.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, he isn't so much an interesting character now because he's been played
He's
by
been played by 2 or 3 actors now.
and the latest one in Hellbent
pretty
it
shit.
was terrible, underused
in
and just
retrospect to Timothy Dalton's one.
yeah.
and they
Timothy
made him
Dalton was
really
alright.
old.
Yeah,
Why?
which had no purpose. Just get Timothy Dalton back.
Timothy Dalton
Yeah.
was brilliant.
If they need him in old, then they have special.
Yeah.
Don't even need special effects.
I mean,
They
come
can just
on. If
make
James
up.
Bond wants to play
Yeah.
Rassilon, then
Then
I think they
what
should-
else? Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted back in, but they instead recast him, which is a
Ridiculous.
stupid idea. But
I think also for this episode, I think they should have made Rassilon the main bad guy of the episode, not
Yeah.
giving it this
Yeah.
giant twist. Because, my personal opinion, I liked Barusa as a character from all his other opinions.
yeah.
But
I mean,
they
yeah.
turned him into a villain, which I wasn't a fan of. I think they should have kept Rassilon as the main bad guy.
Oh, yeah,
hinting
definitely.
that he's come back from the
because
dead.
it was a good twist with that other guy.
Yeah.
But I feel like they shoved so much in. They shoved the Death Zone. They threw the Dalek in. They threw the Cybermen in.
They should
and
have
they
put
threw
more detail onto.
yeah, and
Definitely.
they threw in the Master in case we forgot.
Like
Yeah.
I
Because-
liked the
Here's
Master.
another Gallifrey, and let's stick him in.
I like
Even
the
though the Master was more morally confused in this story rather
Exactly.
than pure evil like he is sometimes.
I like
So-
this
And he was-
version of the Master when he's
Yeah.
not fully
Yeah.
evil, but
Because-
he's not good at the same time.
Because
Yeah.
there's that
He's in the
whole
middle.
because it's kind of that almost brotherly relationship that Roger Delgado and John Pertwee
Yeah,
have with
yeah.
each other. It's almost like that. They just toy with each other and
And
say
of course, that John
just
Pertwee.
feud, you know.
Yeah, John
Yeah.
Pertwee's doctor thought he was behind it.
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole thing.
Which is good because it creates another layer
Yeah,
to
it
it
added
with
quite an
confusion.
interesting dynamic.
Oh yeah, definitely. And considering they ended up having to work together, didn't
Exactly.
they? And then that had a big twist, didn't it? But anyway, I
The
feel,
one thing though I didn't like about that was the fake William Hartnell with the Master,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
because you could see in that like he had no idea who the Master was.
No.
which was kind of
It was a bit.
it was a giant continuity error.
It
Which I
was.
was not a fan of.
No,
No.
I mean, we do know now that from Big Finish that the Doctor knew of the Master. They were children together, but
And they went to the whole academy in the.
I know, but
university.
we were
But of
none.
course, at the time,
We were none the wiser back then.
Exactly.
We wouldn't realise that the Doctor knew the Master. So back then, people would be like, "How does the first Doctor know of the Master?"
Yeah. Because it hadn't been written or anything.
No, it hadn't been written, and
Not even touched upon.
plus it felt out of place to have that person who wasn't William Hartnell to be.
Yeah, to know who the
Yeah.
master was.
Yeah, it just felt even more out of place.
Yeah.
Let alone it being the first Doctor interacting with Anthony Ainley's master
Yeah.
of all people, because Anthony Ainley's only meant to be doing the 80s, and yet he's conversing with 60s Doctor Who, which is a bit isn't it?
It's a bit meh.
It's a bit meh.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So right. So shall we talk about each Doctor in retrospect? So the performance of the first Doctor. I can't remember the
Richard
actor's name.
something.
Okay, let me check
Well,
actually.
according to the DVD, it's William Hartnell.
Yeah, I know. According to the DVD.
Let's just call him fake William Hartnell for now.
So
Let's Google it.
no, I've got it here. So
Vegan William Hartnell.
oh god,
But William Hartnell light. Diet William Hartnell.
Diet William Hartnell.
Diet William Hartnell. That's what we'll call him.
it
from
doesn't
now
say here, but anyway.
It's
So
like Richard something.
Richard. But either way, his performance was meh.
on. Shit, hang on.
Because apparently they plucked William Hartnell. They plucked the first Doctor out of just after Dalek invasion of Earth, which means that Doctor isn't exactly the most light-hearted version of him. So he felt a bit out of place, being this really kind, bumbly old man that he is towards the end of his tenure.
Yeah.
I
which is
think
a
the
bit-
guy who played him was Richard Herndl.
That's the one.
Okay,
Richard
yeah.
Herndl. Richard
Yeah,
Herndl.
so his
still
performance
gonna
could have
call it.
definitely been better. Not to mention his smile felt so
Yeah.
cringy.
To be
because
fair,
He
it
didn't
wasn't.
give off the William Hartnell vibe.
No, he
No.
did not. They just stuck the clothes on and made his hair look
But
similar.
it could have been worse.
It could have been worse.
It could have
yeah.
been worse.
But you know, it still felt way too. It felt a bit insulting to William Hartnell's memory. Yeah, by doing that. But,
No, Patrick Troughton.
right,
He was
I
all
liked
right.
him.
liked
He was
him in
good.
it.
I feel like I really, really do like Patrick Troughton in this.
I liked how he went back to see the Brigadier. as well.
Yeah,
That
I
was-
know
a
that
nice
was
way.
that was good. But yeah, so yeah, so I think it was good how they did get the brig and the second Doctor cross paths in this story.
Yeah.
And I
Because-
like how that was also quite a lot of the comedy of the episode.
Oh yeah,
Of their
because you do get a lot
dynamic.
of comedy with the second Doctor, which is good. And obviously, the fans always love the Brigadier and the second Doctor. They love how they, how they converse with each other in the stories they're in, and that's why I guess fan service. But I mean, it works though. So it's good how they deliberately made them
Yeah.
cross paths of all people. And I like the fact that they're on their little side adventure where they bump into
Yeah.
a Yeti, was it? They bump
Something
into?
like that.
No, it
When
wasn't
they're-
Yeti.
yeah,
It was
when,
a
when they
Yeti.
walk into the caves, which is paying homage to
I like
the Web
Gallifrey,
of Fear.
And
kind
also
of.
mention the war games in it as well.
Hmm?
They mentioned the war games in it. 'cause
That's
I was
right, yeah.
rewatching it, and
Yeah, exactly. And
they hinted that it was left over from the war games.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I mean, so we'll go on to like companions afterwards. But what do you think of the
John
third
Pertwee,
Doctor?
he was good. I liked him.
I feel like he's
liked him.
I think he's like in the limelight for this
Yeah.
story. I feel.
He's more of a main. Doctor
I liked
than the
liked
others.
where he and Sarah Jane met up.
Yeah,
again, and she was
because-
like, "Oh, wait a minute,
Yeah, a
it's,
lot of
it's
people.
you,
like
but
her
it's not
reaction.
you, but it is you."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because Sarah Jane is kind of like
She's
a bit like, whoa, okay.
"Wait a minute, you changed and now you're back."
Yeah, exactly.
I like their dynamic in the
Yeah.
whole.
Yeah, because
episode.
especially Sarah Jane, because she keeps thinking like, is this really a bit?
Yeah.
Because there was kind of a confusion to both of them about who's actually behind it. So Sarah Jane probably had her suspicions in her mind that it could have been a fake doctor or something.
Yeah.
So that it creates an interesting dynamic to say the least. And I suppose fans are very happy to see those two characters converse again,
Yeah,
which is always a fun
a
time.
bit of a throwback.
And not to mention,
The car.
they drove around in Bessie,
Yeah, Bessie.
and they run into the Master.
Yeah.
Those are the people that run into Anthony Ainley's
Yeah, yeah,
Master,
yeah.
which is interesting.
And then he gives him the seal of the High
Because
Council, and
it's-
even then he's
yeah.
like, "Well, this is
the
obviously
Doctor
fake."
just not
Yeah.
Or
trust
stolen.
whatsoever. I like that
It's
cautiousness between the two.
Oh yeah,
We can't just leave him here. Watch me.
yeah, exactly.
I like that. Bit.
That's what I like about the
Yeah.
Third Doctor. He's
Yeah.
different to the other ones.
Yeah, he's very blunt in what
Yeah.
he does, but he's also he has
Legitimate.
a sense of grace about
Yeah.
him as well. So he's an interesting
Gentlemanly.
Doctor.
He's
Yeah,
very
very
gentlemanly.
gentlemanly. But
Of course, because he
has strong
In
opinions
his
and
time,
he
he's stuck
doesn't-
on Earth, isn't he?
oh yeah,
So-
he's the Earthbound Doctor. So yeah.
At least he didn't do the karate. That's all I have to
That's
say.
true.
At least he didn't do karate.
Yeah, but I feel like, I don't know, because it's a weird one, because John Pertwee, he did do a lot, but towards the climax, he I don't feel like he really bounced off the other Doctors as well
Yeah.
as I'd hoped. He
Took
felt a
of
bit
a
out.
backseat,
Yeah.
He felt a
basically.
tiny bit out of place there for some reason.
Because
I
the
don't know why.
rest were.
I think when all the Doctors actually met up, I think the
Yeah, it
first
felt-
Doctor
it felt
and
wrong.
the fifth
Yeah.
Doctor took all the.
Yeah.
So they took all the limelight because they met
Yeah,
up
the
first.
the
Yeah.
first Doctor and the fifth Doctor.
They
and
met
then-
up
and then the
first.
second
Diet
Doctor.
William Hartnell.
Diet William
Pete,
Hartnell.
Yeah.
took all the limelight
Yeah.
away from them. because-
Yeah, and it just felt wrong having all four of them. I should
Yeah.
say there.
Now,
Now-
what to say about Tom Baker?
Oh
Best
yeah,
part of the episode.
the best part of the episode. Where
He's
they,
just stuck.
I know the best part of the episode is where they literally just recycle the clip from
Yeah.
Sharda.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what they
They
do.
should have brought Tom Baker properly back.
I
They
know,
could
but
have done
he was a
lot with his
moody
character.
person, so he wouldn't do it.
He didn't
so-
want to do it at the time.
No, he didn't want to do it. So
He kind of made up for it in the 50th anniversary.
yeah, that was a brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant comeback. But
Just
yeah.
like, hey, sorry, I missed out the 20th.
Here's the 50th, bro. Here for the 50th.
30 years.
Yeah, so
30 years, fourth Doctor.
yeah, 30 years, but forever.
Fourth Doctor,
Never.
seasons.
Well, no.
9 more
40,
seasons.
40 years, because he was the
40.
Doctor for nearly 10 years. Like, he was 7 years.
7
wasn't he?
years.
Yeah,
70,
it would have been 40 years by
37 years, Doctor. It's
I think
37
76 to 81.
now. Yeah. So anyway, so we're getting sidetracked now, but
But
the fourth Doctor did nothing
He
because
just-
he wasn't even
he
in it.
just stayed on the screen.
I mean, so what actually happened? Because he
He
got
got stuck in a time thing.
He
Because
was
he was
stuck
like
in the time
middle.
vortex while they were trying to get him out.
He was stuck
right.
in a slice of
Majority.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
and he was trapped there.
That
Okay.
fun
The Time Lords were like-
triangle thing.
And they were like, hey, let's try and get this guy out of here.
They could have like
Amount of cap out
they
of
could
it
have
all.
given him a lot more to do off screen. They could have said that he's on his own little adventure that we're not watching.
Like
and
they could have
then
done,
he, like-
you know how in the Three Doctors the first Doctor was on the screen.
yeah,
They
like,
could have done something like that.
Tom Baker's left the iron on. Let's go home.
Tom Bacon forgot about the cookies.
He left it.
Yeah.
He left his cookies in the oven. He's just popped home, and then he'll be in
he's
the
stuck
death
in
zone.
traffic. He'll be here
Yeah.
soon.
yeah, right. So yeah,
The
so
bus
let's
is
talk
late.
There's
about
too many TARDISes.
let's talk about the fifth Doctor then.
Fifth Doctor.
So
He was alright.
I
The
feel
Fifth
like-
Doctor episode, he was.
yeah,
good.
I feel like he did kind of. I think towards the start of the story, he did suffer
Yeah.
because all of the Doctors had their own stories going on, and nobody.
What was it? Just a bit of cosmic.
It
What
was
was it?
because all of the Doctors were being taken out of time, and so he had to go find them. So I feel like he took a tiny bit of a back seat because all the other Doctors were in it, and everybody was too excited.
Cosmic angst. That's what we called it.
Oh, right, yeah.
Cosmic angst.
But I got to say, yeah, like his performance was kind of
He's a teenager.
hindered by the fact that all the other Doctors were on screen. So,
Yeah.
so I felt like
like John Pertwee, but during
Yeah.
during the
first
start,
half.
but he kind of did
Because of
jump
course
to
he was the current Doctor. So
yeah,
it
so
sort of took
he,
the
he
limelight.
jumped to the forefront towards the end, but at the start he did kind of suffer because the viewer's more interested in the
Hey,
Doctors.
look, there's
that-
other Doctors. Yeah, bye.
yeah,
Pete.
bye David. Yeah, but
I think
Peter,
David.
Peter,
Pete.
David.
Bye, Pete. Bye, Pete.
Bye,
Later.
Pete. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so
Who's
yeah,
David?
shut up. Don't worry about it.
David
Don't worry,
Peterson.
So-
not yet, not yet.
It's not Peter Davidson,
Right.
guys. It's David
I
Peterson.
think that Davidson could have done more outside of proper Gallifrey, like still in the Death Zone.
Oh yeah, he could have done more there.
I think
because
he was only in there for a short time.
he
and
was-
then
he was
spent
there.
the majority away from all the
Yeah.
action.
He did.
I think when he actually found out about the whole plot about Barusa,
Oh yeah.
I think he could have delivered that better than
Yeah.
he could
Yeah,
have.
yeah. I definitely think that too.
Because like he said, he wasn't surprised about it, but
Yeah.
come on, Brewster is one of his best friends. He should have been more
Oh yeah.
surprised about it. There
Yeah,
was no
definitely.
emotion in that
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah. Sure. Right. Companions. Let's start with Tegan, I guess. Didn't do much.
No.
Didn't really do
None
much.
of them really did much.
No, they didn't. They just followed the Doctors.
But again,
Basic
she was
classic
like
companion.
more current companion at
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
so.
And she should have done a bit more because she was the most
Yeah.
current.
She did have there's a positive and negative with her and Diet William Hartnell.
Oh yeah.
I partially liked their back and forth. You know how
Yeah.
like she's
Banter, yeah.
like the strong
Go put the
Australian
kettle
on,
on.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And he's like, put
Strong
the kettle
female.
on.
Yeah.
Diet William Hartnell wants a sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
Peter
she's
Davidson
like,
needs some
"Excuse me?"
refreshment.
Yeah.
I think that also leads back to
Excuse me?
Peter Davidson.
Can I help you with?
I think also leads back to Peter Davidson. Like he could have
Yeah.
been a bit better.
Oh yeah. You could have.
Tegan's just been taken advantage of.
Yeah, exactly. That's
No
right.
means no.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, like, as well as Tegan, Turlough didn't really do much either.
No.
I can't remember
I forgot
anything.
he was there.
Yeah, I know, same. I
mean, he
can't
said
really
a
think
bit-
of anything memorable.
He was
apart
on the
from-
TARDIS.
I was going to say, he said a bit about the TARDIS. He was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, the instruments are reading nowhere."
I know
But
what
other
this
than
button
that,
does.
yeah.
Turlough's all right. I quite like him as a companion, but he doesn't really do much in this
No.
story.
He
so-
was on the TARDIS for most of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
was.
was. He was.
Yeah. He was with Susan.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Susan, actually.
So
So,
it was interesting to see Susan come back.
I know, and actually, Carol Ann Ford,
Yeah.
apparently she didn't really want to.
No, but
apparently,
she did.
but she did, which is more can be said than Tom
Tom
Baker.
Baker, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, which is a surprise. But
I'm glad that they brought her back.
I know, I
but
really have
Grandfather,
to.
it's you.
I think
Wait, no, it's not.
I'm your giant grandfather.
I regenerated somewhere between 1 and 2.
I think they could have done so much with Susan.
Carol Ann Ford credit for being a team player.
And coming back.
Yeah, because
Taking one for the team.
Because even though she didn't do as much as Tom Baker would have, I still give her props for
Because at
for
least
bothering.
she was asked to
Yeah,
come
exactly. And she actually gave, took the offer, which is good.
back. Then again, Tom Baker's not the only Doctor who ever did that, is he?
No,
I mean,
no.
we all remember Christopher Eccleston.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, he was the
Well,
first
he,
to do
he,
it.
he
Yeah,
did that
yeah.
great movie, Thor 2.
That was
everybody
brilliant.
loves
That
it.
was brilliant. I didn't even know it was him.
No,
till I
no, me
watched-
neither.
read the
No one
synopsis.
knew it was.
Anyway, so nothing really. I mean, Susan met up with the first Doctor.
They could have done, though.
Diet William Hartnell.
They could have done so much with Susan with the other Doctors, because during the episode, her and Davidson keep exchanging glances.
Yeah.
as you can see.
Yeah.
And they could have done so much with that.
Yeah, because
They-
it's just because there was so much going on, they couldn't really
I
explore
know, but
character
they could
arcs.
have
But
at least put a bit of a mention
Oh, yeah.
towards it. Like, he
Yeah.
left her on Earth, said he'd come back.
didn't.
Never did.
No.
Yeah. Oh,
Never
did.
yeah, they should have done
Incarnations.
something with that.
Because he's
That's
at
really
the-
irritating.
He's at the apex, isn't he? So that's
Yeah.
all the incarnations between didn't come back to you either.
No,
So
exactly.
you should be like, what the hell was
So
this
you
shit
could
Be
about?
like, why the
at
hell
least-
did you leave
yeah,
me on
At,
Earth?
at least she should express her opinion, saying you left me alone for this long in your life.
And she
at
was
least just
also like
pointing out.
Turlo in it.
Yeah.
Also on the TARDIS for
Yeah,
quite a bit.
yeah,
of it,
doing nothing. Yeah, like literally what Tegan does throughout the show. Literally, not Tegan, Nissa. I mean, but yeah, I don't know because I mean, it was good to have her back.
Yeah.
It was good that we didn't. It's good that she wasn't recast or wasn't there because it was good we had her.
Like
She
it leads
kinda
it back
needed
to the very beginning.
Oh yeah, definitely. So right, let's do Sarah Jane. Okay, so
I think her first scene was pretty good with the whole K9 thing.
oh yeah, that
That
was
was good.
brilliant.
That was
It was
good.
kind of a taster of what K9 and
what-
Company would be,
yeah.
except not.
And then
shit.
eventually the Sarah Jane Adventures too.
Oh yeah,
Love the Sarah Jane.
that was
Yeah,
good.
that was good.
But yeah,
I don't. It would have gone on if she hadn't passed away.
yeah,
So
rest her
sad.
soul. Right, so yeah, I feel like so Sarah Jane was good. I like how she was with the third Doctor,
yeah.
which
I think
was good.
It was nice to see
that
them back
she's
together.
also like Susan in this situation. Like so much could have been
Yeah,
explored with her.
but-
Like again, why did you said you were coming back? You said
Yeah, and you didn't.
would
You
pick
said
up.
you'd pick me up, but
Oh,
Well, I
bitch! What do you think?
And
you
then
did?
she could have said, "You left me in Aberdeen. Just don't wait until David Tennant. He's right there."
no, I mean she should be talking to an earlier version, so it wouldn't
Yeah.
make
Fifth
sense.
Doctor.
Don't
Oh,
leave
that's-
me for
yeah, that's
5
right.
more
There you go.
incarnations.
Please.
Exactly.
yeah, but anyway, so
Can we hook up before the time war?
Yeah, man.
anyway, right, so yeah, I feel like she didn't really have much going on with her and the Master though, so
No.
A quick glance.
because I don't think Sarah Jane's ever met the Master
That
apart
was
from
the
him.
first time.
That was
First
the
and
time.
last time, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Like she was in the end of time, but not. She didn't see the Master.
No, Master wasn't there in the end of time. Was he?
Yeah,
No,
Master
Master
was
was
the
in the
main
end.
bad guy.
in the end of
you
time.
know,
She
when
wasn't there.
But she wasn't there.
She
though.
wasn't
she
there.
was in
yeah.
the episode, but she wasn't.
Was she? Oh yeah,
No.
she was at the end.
She was
Yeah,
at
when
the-
when he goes back looking through his
That's right. Yeah. I
Master.
remember now.
And then
I remember now.
Luke's being
Yeah.
kind of a dumb.
So-
when he nearly gets hit by a car.
Anyway,
Dating
so
activities
But that
for
doesn't
me.
really count because she didn't even know he was having. a
anyway,
fight with
we're
her,
getting
so-
we're getting
Yeah.
sidetracked. So yeah, I feel like Sarah Jane is good, but she doesn't really do much like all of the companions, to be honest. The
Well, but
only-
that's classic Doctor Who.
yeah,
The
it's
companions
classic
actually
Doctor Who. The
go.
They
companions
just chill.
Yeah.
They just chill. Yeah,
They're just there, filler.
yeah.
Lip service.
Yeah.
Just there.
Yeah, so Is there any companions I'm missing? Yeah, Brig, the Brigadier.
Always good.
But he
Brigadier.
wasn't just there doing nothing.
No,
like
he
all the others,
wasn't.
was
He-
They had a side arc.
Yeah, they did, and
Yeah,
he well, I mean, he was the funny Brigadier when he's like, I don't know what these buttons do when he's in the Tomb of Wrestling. So what does this do? What does that do? So
I like the.
so yeah, I think he's brilliant. I love the Brig. He's
I like that
brilliant.
scene at the end when he's with the Master and he's like, "Good to see you again,"
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because that gives it quite a bit of humour to it.
it does definitely.
Like a serious moment.
Oh yeah, that's really. I mean,
Yo, my diddly dude.
you know, I got to say,
It's been a while.
yeah, it's really good, and I do love the Brig, and it's funny how he goes, "Oh, it's you." He's like, "Yes, no, it's the old you." He goes,
He's so calm about it.
It's the original you. Is that, and then the doctor said, "Don't worry about it. Don't think about it." But yeah, so going away from the main cast, the
Wait, can I say one more
Cybermen.
thing,
What?
though? I like the cameos of all those classic companions, Jamie, Zoe.
Oh yeah.
I like
that was good.
that. Like, yeah, they could have been made into it, but I still like how they were in it at some capacity.
Oh yeah.
Jamie was a really good companion.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Jamie was brilliant. He was fantastic. But we wasn't in it, which is a shame.
Yeah.
That really does actually sadden me, because he would have been brilliant to see all these other versions of the Doctor.
Yeah.
But he was in the two Doctors though, but that
Yeah.
not really the same though, is it?
Oh, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
That was
good though.
It was a good
that was
episode.
alright.
Which Doctor was that?
Six.
It was
Six.
6. It was 6 and
Two.
Six
two.
and two.
6 and 2. Yeah. Oh yeah, because one of them goes evil for a bit, doesn't he?
Yeah.
2 goes evil for a bit.
No.
Yeah.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, that's one of the decent 6 stories.
It is actually, yeah.
Okay with.
But anyway, so
Anyway.
yeah, so going away from the main cast, let's talk about the villains. So the Master. What do you
I
think?
liked him.
Always a win.
I mean, Anthony Ainley is an underrated one, because some people don't really think about it, because people like to you know, just go ugh to the
But he
80s.
reminds me of a midway point between the first Master and John Sim.
Oh yeah, he definitely does. I feel like the movie Master was a setback though, in the whole Master.
He wasn't really.
He
Progression.
wasn't really the Master. He was like a ghoul.
Snake.
Well, so was Anthony Ainley. If you watch The Keeper of Traken.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he
but at
still
least
gave
he-
a
yeah.
bit of Master to
For
it.
example,
Oh
the Five
yeah,
Doctors.
yeah, I get that.
But the
But,
modern
you know what I
movie
mean, though,
didn't
get
right?
it.
It's still, he
Yeah,
still
he-
stole the body. Right?
Yeah, but at least at one point he was the Doctor, the Master, whereas the guy in the movie was always like, bleh.
yeah,
Bleh.
yeah. That's not.
Hey,
even-
let's rip my own fingernail off because that's Master behavior.
Yeah, it is
I'll
definitely.
do it twice.
Anyway,
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
anyway, so right. So yeah, Anthony Ainley was good. I quite like him. I quite like his Master.
Yeah,
He's an underrated one,
I
but
like his dynamics with the different.
yeah,
Doctors.
and he actually does a lot of things, and he's, like I say, he's more morally confused in this episode, because
Well,
yeah,
he's
because
like- you don't
he's
really
forced
see.
he's forced to work with the Doctors,
the Doctor. Yeah.
which is, with all the Doctors, and except he does pretend to make an alliance with the Cybermen,
With the Cybermen, 'cause he
which
says,
is a
"Hey."
really cool side plot, actually,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
He's like, hey, I'll help you if you help me kill the. If you kill
Exactly.
the Time
He
Lords,
starts
I'll
working
you know.
with them, then he betrays them.
Yeah, he does.
But then he works with the Doctors again, and then he betrays the Doctors at the
Yeah,
end.
he does, which is very
I like-
mastery, isn't it? He's
Yeah.
always on his own
It's an
side.
emotional roller
He's
coaster.
always.
He's always got his own
selfish.
agenda. He's always got his own agenda.
That's one of the main things why I love the Master.
Oh yeah, because he's not this one-dimensional villain. He's got a lot of layers to
He's
him.
around 6
Yeah, yeah.
dimensions.
Yeah.
At least.
At least. Minimum.
Anyway, right. So yeah, going away from that, let's talk about the Cybermen.
They were okay.
But they were treated terribly
Yeah.
when they were literally destroyed by a person in
guy in a
a
suit.
in a yoga suit.
With some harpoons.
I know.
The
Yeah.
sea captain of robots.
Yeah, it's just the bloody just.
They just killed two.
It was ridiculous. It was just so ridiculous. It was a guy in a yoga suit doing gymnastics.
Also,
And-
the whole plot made no sense.
No.
Yeah,
they
they were
wanted
just
the
there.
TARDIS, then
They
they,
were
wanted
just
to blow
chucked
it
in
up.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They were
that-
filler. They were.
They were
genuinely
absolutely filler, because they just wanted to throw in some iconic villains.
Like, it's good to see them. I like.
Oh, yeah.
I
You
love
never
those
let the
Cybermen.
Daleks and the Cybermen play. They play the game too well.
Yeah, exactly. And they only threw in one Dalek, which
Yeah.
is really terrible.
Who killed
as well.
himself?
I know, he killed
Not
himself.
Dalek behaviour.
No.
No,
No
but-
Dalek could be that stupid, would they?
no.
They can do over 1 billion calculations at once.
Oh no, death! Mirror corridor! Ah!
I'll do 1 billion calculations to open this door and then I'll shoot myself in a mirrored room.
Fun.
A mirror door, mirror room.
It was way too easy for the Doctor to
Yeah,
get
it
past
was.
that.
It felt like
Right, when I say now, push him. Then when I say drop, drop. Okay?
and the Dalek
Go!
killed
Drop!
himself. But yeah, so right.
They could have done a
So
lot more.
yeah, they could have done a lot more because really underused. And so then other little like threats. We had the Yeti or whatever in the cave
Nice
briefly. Knife touch. They throw in these little side
A
villains
bit
here
of
and
a
there.
bit of natural danger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
What about
and then we had the puzzle that the Master tricked the Cybermen with, which was
Yeah.
clever. I mean, and it's like the square root of pi or some crap like
Something
that.
like that.
It was
I
alright.
got incredibly confused with that. I kind
Yeah,
of
he
brain
because the
meltdown.
square root of pi like triangulated on the board of squares. Obviously, I can't think about it personally because I'll have a brain fart. But yeah, so it's just he's trying to figure out a pattern. He works it, and then the Cybermen get it wrong. So I guess.
Also reminiscent to if you
Oh,
remember Planet. not the Planet,
Death to the Daleks,
you remember?
when with that amazing cliffhanger, which is just like, stop, don't move. it's a tile, it's a floor tile,
Careful.
it's
These
the
tiles
floor
are out of
tile
place.
of doom that, with a cliffhanger. Do you remember that?
These
Death
tiles
to
are
the.
out
Have
of
you watched
place.
Death to the Daleks, Joe?
I don't remember the bit you're talking about.
Oh,
Third
don't worry, then I'll show you it afterwards.
It's a good episode.
It's a stupid cliffhanger though. But yeah. Anyway, right. So
There's also the Raston Warrior Robot.
that's what I was talking about. The which is literally a person in a yoga suit doing gymnastics. But yeah, it was a
those
bit
jumps.
ridiculous. Yeah, those jumps though.
He's having a fun time.
I'm a good villain and I stay in shape.
He knows how to play javelin.
Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah. So right.
Kill Cybermen and look fabulous doing it.
Yeah. So
I'm trying out new colours. This is me in red.
right. So then there's Rassilon, which we see at the end,
Of course.
which is an interesting way of doing it. I
It's good
feel
to
like
put a
so sorry.
voice
I
to
feel
the-
like this is the
yeah.
only Rassilon we saw in the classic series. I might
It
be
was.
wrong.
It
though.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just go back to mention.
And then Timothy
Yeah.
Dalton.
Yeah.
Well, as I said before, he should have been the main bad guy.
Oh
of
yeah,
the
he should have
episode.
been. He should have like flipped the tables on the Doctor, and he'd be like, "Oh no, you fooled us" or something. It should be a nice twist like that, but yeah, it just felt like he felt like a plot device at the end.
Nearly been half an hour.
So then, what's that other Time Lord?
Brewster.
That's it. What do you guys think of him? Because
Like
He's
I
a
liked
really-
him in the other episode.
Oh,
Like,
I'll show you
Invasion
my-
of Time. I liked him. In
yeah,
Deadly Assassin. He made.
I think he made an
subpar-
appearance.
No, he was like a subpar companion.
Oh right. Okay.
I'm gonna say I'll tell you.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I finish it.
Anyway, yeah. So he was all right. I feel like he didn't really feel like he had enough motives to do it.
No.
He just felt a little bit
He wants to be
one-dimensional,
president forever.
No.
which is like, oh, okay, that sounds like
We've
a
never heard that plot before.
no, exactly. But yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty. And to be honest, I don't like to think of him as the big bad of this story because it's not he's not worth it, is he?
And they got rid of such a good character as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's interesting how they don't just introduce this one-off Time Lord to do that thing. He's had his motives in the background for a good bit, which is I don't know. I feel like that's good at least. But I feel like his motives weren't really clear and
Ends
he
the
felt-
story arc for a couple episodes.
And it was a bit, bit of a downer.
Yeah, a bit of a Didn't really do too much
Didn't do
for me.
much.
No. I don't know though because I don't know. Felt a bit meh. I don't know. I mean, so that's pretty much all the characters. What do you think of like the pacing of the story?
I think it was okay, especially at the beginning. It was all
Yeah, they
Firing off
because
one by
they
one.
because they kept parallel editing between all the Doctors, like
and then they all came
showing their
together.
situations. Then we had that amazing special effect of the black box coming
Yeah.
falling from the sky.
Love that black triangle.
That black triangle, that's it.
Yeah.
And this is like it just falls
Oh,
down
and
from the
in
sky.
the special edition one, it's like a.
It's like
It's
a
a
weird,
spinny
it's
thing,
like a
isn't
weird
it?
spiral,
Yeah.
Spinning
spiral thing, yeah.
That's the one I
But-
great effects. Love
But
them.
it's even because that's such an improvement. But yeah, so that was interesting. Maybe it's the attack of the Illuminati.
Attack of the Galactic Illuminati.
Nah.
It's coming for the Doctors. But I mean,
75th
that's all right.
anniversary.
I mean, so yeah, they're living their lives, and then I don't even know where
It's got 4.5 Doctors.
so when the Triangle picks up the first Doctor, what is he actually doing in this moment?
Just relax.
He's running. He just runs. He sees the triangle. And he
I know, but where is he though? He's in like a garden or something.
He's in some mansion.
He's on
like
one of his
that.
own lone adventures.
He's,
You know,
he's in a
between-
nice little self-contained adventure.
Yeah.
He's probably gone and bought some, new hemorrhoid cream or something.
Oh God.
One's on the verge of explosion for him. He's currently,
Joe White.
he's not yet Charlton, so he's doing this diet.
Yeah.
He's trying to get his
He's trying to get
diet
fit
ready.
for his regeneration.
Yeah.
of course.
He's been doing some weights,
Yeah.
got
He's been lifting
himself
up
some
his cane.
protein.
He's
Yeah,
been
yeah,
bench
yeah.
pressing Daleks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's how he can push a Dalek.
Yeah,
into
yeah.
a
Oh,
corridor.
that's
Oh
right.
yeah, of course, and that's
Into a mirror room.
and he's
yeah,
got
obviously.
super, and he does a lot of push-ups, which is why he's like, when I say get down, down, no, up again, down, up, down, up, down, up. Drop and give me 20.
He can rock his fingerless gloves.
Anyway, right. So
Drop and give me 20.
so back to sanity. Back to sanity.
What's
That was
that?
lost
So-
a while ago.
Right.
I don't know what that is.
Never heard of it.
Right. So the pacing was good towards the start, but I feel like it kind of collapsed into a mess.
Yeah,
Like and
it got messy.
because
It was finished
lazy.
quickly.
it got pretty sloppy towards the end. Like
Lazy.
all of the paths kind of just suddenly came back together. It wasn't like a slow progression where the second Doctor
varied in speed.
and the brig.
Yeah.
No, it was just kind of all just like, let's shove them all together and we'll get this Rassilon part.
But there were
over.
different bits
Yeah.
then. In the middle,
Like
Yeah.
start to middle, it was good pacing.
Yeah,
and
it
it wasn't
was.
too fast or too slow.
And
But
then the climax they rushed.
Yeah.
It felt like it was too rushed. They just shoved all of the characters together to do this Rassilon
again,
scene.
just lazy.
It
Well, not
was
not
pretty
even
lazy.
lazy. Just
No, I guess
Rushed.
that's, yeah, it was rushed, but it was sloppy writing. But so and then obviously it concluded with
Barusa.
Brucer. Yeah, Brusso. He ended up getting his immortality,
Yeah.
which was great. But didn't end well for him, did it? Wasn't what he was hoping for. But yeah, so
I think in comics he's back, by the way.
oh really?
I think they freed him.
Oh,
I
that's
haven't read
interesting. I mean, it'd be cool as a reoccurring villain in the new series, but the writers
It'll be
these
okay
days
to see
aren't,
him. I think
aren't
he's back
capable
to-
of doing
I
something
think
good.
in comics he's back to being a good guy, actually.
Wait. Was it Hellbent or Heaven Sent? Which is the
Hellbent.
bad one? Hellbent.
Which is-
Stephen
I think
The
he's
moth.
back to being a good guy in comics.
That's what people call it.
The moth.
The moth.
Anyway, sorry, yeah.
I think he's back to being a good guy in comics.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Damn, that's really
I
interesting.
haven't
Maybe he
read
saw
it.
the error of his ways or
Like,
something.
oh,
He
shit.
didn't like being stuck in as a
Oh
face
shit,
in a
I
tomb.
done fucked up.
What you doing?
No.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Bru-
oh shit, I
Brusso.
done fucked up.
Yeah,
He doesn't
so
like being just a
obviously, after that
He wants
sorted, the Doctor is offered, what's his name?
Presidency.
President of Gallifrey.
face again.
Again, yeah, and he ends up flying away, which paid homage to obviously him running
It puts
away.
it back in a full circle.
It does.
Nah, mate.
No,
And then it happens again in Hellbent as well.
oh
doesn't
yeah,
it?
it does, yeah.
So-
But yeah, I feel like it ended all right. Where it was, like I said, it was a bit rushed. They all of the TARDISes just happened to be there,
Yeah.
and it was just one TARDIS though because they couldn't afford multiple
Exactly.
police boxes
Just
and
same
set.
one,
Which
They've
is
only got spheres.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not like the end of
Spheres and triangles.
no,
Like,
Day of the Doctor.
Anniversary. Day
oh
of the
yeah,
Doctor,
Day of the Doctor.
which had 3 TARDISes.
Yeah, but they needed 4 though. So obvious
Four.
difference.
I thought
4 Doctors in the scene. Remember, they were leaving.
Tom Baker wasn't leaving, though.
Yeah, I know 4.
He didn't
That's what I'm
do
saying.
it. Yeah, he
There's
didn't.
4 Doctors in that
He
scene.
wasn't the Doctor.
Anyway,
wasn't the
He
Doctor.
wasn't the Doctor.
Wait, no, there were only 3 Doctors in that scene.
No, there was 4.
Who?
Pertwee, Troughton, obviously Fake Hartnell. And
No, I was
Yeah, the
talking about
Doctor.
Day of the Doctor.
Oh, sorry, no,
Yeah.
I was talking about. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
So, right,
Diet Tom Baker.
Tom Baker.
Tom Baker.
he looks like he should go on. He's been in his
sorry.
museum for so long.
Right.
He's had-
We don't
he's
mean
had a
Tom
few
Baker.
snacks.
Yeah.
Say sorry
Love
to
you, Tom.
Baker.
Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway,
Just kidding.
right.
Love
So,
Tom Baker. He is my favourite Doctor.
yeah. So anyway, right. So,
Because he's got the hair.
So right, so they basically, it ends with just them all running into their version of the TARDIS, which is one TARDIS, which doesn't
No-
really make
no
sense.
variety.
Wait, in the normal edition, was it they go out in the same TARDIS? Or the
Yeah.
special edition was...
No, they've
Oh,
got.
in the special, they go back in the swirly thing.
No. They all walk into the TARDIS in both editions.
Because the one I watched was a special edition.
Oh,
so
So
yeah,
when
fair
they
enough.
went out and the fake TARDISes flew away in like a swirly... That
Yeah.
swirly
Yeah, I get that, but yeah. I mean, it was a bit of a not a cop out ending, but it felt way too rushed.
Yeah.
Way too rushed.
but not rushed enough to be a cop out.
No. Right, so quickly going back to like villains. What was it in the caves in the end? Was it?
It was the Yeti.
It was a Yeti.
Yeah. It was all right. I mean, it did pay homage to the Web of Fear, didn't it? With Brig and with the Brig and
War Games.
Troughton.
As well.
Yeah, War Games. Yeah, of course. Who can forget that? That was a brilliant story. But anyway, so so I don't know, because they did do a lot of callbacks to previous stories, which was clever, I guess.
It was good.
I don't know. It felt way too rushed, and it felt a bit too lazy. They did cut costs with
The
stuff.
rush
and-
doing this entire thing.
yeah, it did feel very rushed towards the end. So the side plots, though, one with the number 3 and Sarah, that was
Yeah.
alright. That was pretty good. But it felt a little bit far fetched that they used a grappling hook to climb across.
Like, she could have easily climbed up that hill. It wasn't even that steep.
Oh yeah, when he pulled her out with the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little bit much.
That was
Like a
little
baby
bit-
could
That probably would have hurt.
Yeah, exactly. It literally didn't seem all that steep. She
It
was
wasn't
kind of-
sheer at all.
No. But yeah, I don't know. It was all right, but there were definitely some problems there. There were definitely some problems there.
What a splendid
Continuity, mostly.
Yeah, continuity and slightly rushed.
Continuity, what's that?
But yeah, so in conclusion, I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10.
You're going to give it 5 pickles out of 10.
I'm going to give it 5 pickles out of 10. What are you going to give it?
10
Joe?
is
3.5 William Hartnells.
Huh?
3.5 Diet William Hartnells.
Do him first.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it... I'm going to say 5.5 Diet William Hartnells.
Okay, and what are you going to give it, Dylan?
Honestly, I didn't think it was that bad.
I'd say 5.5 or 6.
So I was gonna give it maybe 6 or 7 Diet William
Oh,
Hartnells.
right, okay.
Diet William Hartnells.
I don't know, though.
He's going
It
on
was...
the Subway diet.
You see, I'm not really a fan of many of the multi-Doctor stories as
No.
it is, so...
I like all of them.
To be fair, though, Dave the Doctor was pretty good. Matt Smith and David Tennant had a pretty good dynamic. We'll do that's for another
That's
day.
for another
That's
day.
for another. We can
And
argue
then,
Anyway.
about that
and then
another
the
time.
new multi-Doctor one that's coming out.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait
Yay,
for Moffat to
Jodie
write
Whittaker.
that.
Honestly, I think it will probably be good.
Yeah, Jodie Whittaker, she can't act for shit. What? I didn't say that.
Oh, boy.
Excuse
You're gonna get hate in the comments.
She has 2 reactions, on and off. Come on.
Excuse me.
I like the fact that they went with the woman this time.
As
but
fake
go
Jo-
for a good one.
As a fake Jodie Whittaker myself, I am very offended.
Yeah, but you're fake.
I'm Diet Jodie
Fake.
Whittaker.
Yeah, Diet
Diet
Jodie
Jodie-
Whittaker. And
As-
you're better.
As Diet Jodie Whittaker, I'm offended. I'm appearing on the 75th
Anyway,
anniversary.
we need to conclude the
Not
video.
allowed.
We
You're
need to
not
conclude the video. So, there you go. There was the review of the 5 Doctors.
And, of course, Diet.
3.5 Diet Doctors.
3.5 plus Diet.
We'll see you again for the 75th anniversary.
If I say...
So yes, there was the review of the 5 Doctors. I hope you enjoyed. Join me tomorrow with Kane to do the final review of the week, which is Utopia, Sound of Drums, and Last of the Time Lords. So we'll see you then. Goodbye.